Hello, it's Ashley here from Paper&Twine and welcome to my channel. I am coming on with a little bit of a different video today. On the 1st of April, today's the 30th, I set myself a challenge. Could I walk for 30 minutes a day for 30 days? And I thought I would try and give it a go. Why did I want to give this a go, you might ask? Well, I know a lot of you out there probably walk every day anyway. I am a lazy so-and-so and I'm rather large of girth. So I wanted to try and address that, and I wanted to try and get a bit healthier. If you're a regular to my channel, you will know that I'm undergoing some surgery in June and I want to get kind of match fit, if you like. Oh, Cat's doing yoga. Sorry, she's licking her bits in front of you. Blue, do you have to do that? She says, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I caught her trying to climb the tree out the front this morning, which was quite hilarious. Anyway, did I manage to walk every day? You're going to have to wait and see. What I'm going to do, excuse her, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put on now a little bit of film footage of some of the walks that I've been on over the last 30 days. So I didn't film every day. I'm going to sneeze in a minute, do excuse me. I didn't film every day, and the weather has been very mixed in April. Some days it's been quite cold, other days like today it has been blissfully warm. We've had our fair share of rain, or more than our fair share of rain throughout April, and it has been very, very windy. One of the things that I did, I will show you. I kept a little chart. So I printed off the calendar for April, and every day I made a note of how many minutes I walked, how many steps I did, and how many kilometres that translated to, and made some notes if I felt like it. So for example, Wednesday the 3rd of April, walked in rain. Now, I have not been very well on some days in April, and I did try this in January, and I think I got to about 8 days and I gave up. My husband said, I'm setting myself up to fail because I'm, saying I must do it every day. But let me just have a look and see. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I did 14 days, 2 weeks consecutively. And then I had a day off because I felt meh, and it was tipping it down with rain. But the next day I did 2 walks. So I did a shorter walk to kind of make up for the day that I missed, which is a Monday, and then I did a long walk. And in fact, on that day, on the longer walk, I did 9.5 kilometres. And then I had 3 days where I didn't walk, and I didn't make up the time for that. I was off work. I felt so poorly. So the 18th, 19th and 20th of April, I did not walk. I'll come back to my statistics in a minute, but some of the footage there, I think it was April the 5th, I met up with some work colleagues and we had an absolutely lovely time catching up. Some of us hadn't seen each other for probably 5 years, some of us more recently. And there were 2 walks planned because we're all of various ages. I mean, I'm one of the younger ones. I think I'm probably 3rd from youngest. So there's a lot of ladies that are older than me and they like walking, but they don't like walking for long. So we went to a place called Wolfhamcote. So I was in a village called Braunston, which is where we met up, and we walked for about an hour and a half, and we went to Wolfhamcote, and you saw the church there, and I think I put in the captions something about the lost village of Wolfhamcote. Now, the Wolfhamcote, there were settlers there hundreds of years ago. I think it's a Norman church, I'm not quite sure. And a lot of the gravestones in the churchyard show that a lot of the residents died of the plague. And there was also something to do with the Civil War. So they think, a lot of historians believe that either the village got wiped out because of the Black Death or the Civil War. And in fact, somebody else has come along and said it's probably neither of those reasons. They probably moved to other areas where the ground was better for cultivating crops and grazing for animals. I mean, you could see there, it was lush and beautiful. It is quite hilly and tunnocky, and you could see that the River Lem had burst its banks. The sheep weren't bothered by it, but I've actually sung at the church at Wolfhamcote. There's no electricity in the church, I don't think. I might be wrong on that count, but I've done a couple way back in the day of candlelight Christmas concerts there, singing in the church. It's only a tiny church, but absolutely beautiful. So that was a walk that stood out. I've been out in wind, I've been out in rain, I've heard lots of birds, I've seen some pretty flowers. One of the things that's been a real game changer is that my husband has given me, he couldn't get on with them, he's given me some earbuds. So I listen to Radio 4 as I'm out walking now, and I've had them for about 10 days, and that's been a real game changer, just listening to stuff on BBC Sounds, podcasts and what have you. I like the spoken word. So, you know, I've been catching up on Archers omnibuses that I've, you know, I used to be a real fan of the Archers, and I'm just getting back into it again now. So that's been a real game changer. I am feeling it a little bit in my knees now. But what other benefits have I noticed? Oh, let me just say one more thing about the clips from the walking. Today, I went to see my mum and dad briefly, and they live in Sutton Coldfield, and there is a big park called Sutton Park. I mean, it is massive, massive. Henry VIII owned the land at one point, and he gave it to a guy called Bishop Vesey. There's a grammar school in Sutton Town that's called Bishop Vesey. Anyway, he gave this park to Bishop Vesey. Henry VIII himself used to have hunting parties there, and there used to be deer and all sorts. And I'm not quite sure when it became a public park, but Sutton Coldfield has got the prefix Royal Borough of Sutton Coldfield, and yeah, the park was given to the townspeople. I don't know when, but it is the most beautiful park, and my dad used to take me there ever such a lot when I was little. I used to go on a Sunday to collect things for the nature table, and he'd show me all the trees and tell me what they were. I remember there was some there was a particular area where there were a lot of oak trees, because of course a lot of them got chopped down, didn't they, for shipbuilding and furniture and all kinds of things. But there was a clump of oak trees, and there were some great oaks as well. I think they have a slightly different shaped leaf. But my dad told me all of those. We used to go and collect big funguses and toadstools for the nature table, and yeah, and there's a lot of lakes in the park. Well, you saw one of them there, Windley. My dad used to take me to feed the ducks there when I was really, really little. And you saw... Cat being ever so noisy. Ooh, something bothering you. You saw a little Ford. I fell in that when I was about 2. And I was like flailing about in it and crying, and my dad just took loads of photographs of me, and all these strangers were like, oh, look at that man taking photographs of his little girl who's drowning. And I mean, I don't think I was in danger of drowning, but yes, I was very soggy. And then there was another bit that when I was little, it always used to remind me of 100 Acre Wood from Winnie the Pooh. You know, in Winnie the Pooh, in the old, I don't know whether they still do it, but in the old paperbacks that I had when I was a child, but there was like the drawings that E.H. Shepherd had done of 100 Acre Wood, and there was this one bit that had it was like a big hill and had all these trees on it, and I just thought it was like 100 Acre Wood. But I had a really good walk in there today, so that was lovely. What benefits have I felt? You'd have thought that my skin would be better being outside, but my skin is absolutely dreadful. I'm being careful now to put some sunscreen on my face in the mornings, but I don't know what it is about me and moisturiser. I break out in spots. It's ridiculous. A lot of moisturisers I find are very, very rich for me. I need something really light. Yeah, I'm sleeping better. I'm waking early. I'm awake anywhere between 4:45 and 5:45, and I guess that's okay. I stay in bed until I'm ready to get up, and I do all my daily puzzles. But I think the quality of my sleep is better. At one point I was waking up like 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and I'm not aware that I'm waking up as frequently, which I think is really good. My husband said the other day, he said he woke up and he said, I was in such a deep sleep and I was so still, he thought I died. Statistics then. So I took some measurements and my starting waist was 43.5 inches. It is now 43 inches. So it's half an inch lost off my waist. My left thigh was 25.75 inches and it's now 24 inches. So that's 1.75 inches lost off my left thigh. My right thigh was 25 inches and is now also 24 inches. Yay, they're the same. So I lost an inch off there. My left knee was 16.5. It's now 16, so that's half an inch. My right knee was 16 and is now 16.5, so that's plus an inch. So I don't know what quite has gone on there, but I'm pleased that my legs seem to be feeling a little bit firmer. And my husband said he thinks I've lost weight off my bum. In terms of weight, I haven't really changed my diet over the last month, but I have lost just over 5 pounds. So I'm pleased with that. So my statistics across the month, what I did is that at the end of every week, I did a total for the week of time, of steps, of kilometres, and then I took an average. So what I've done today is I've added everything up, and the total time that I've walked over April is 25 hours and 55 minutes, which isn't bad. And that works out at an average of 51 minutes a day. The total steps that I've done is 183,518, which works out at an average of 6,117 steps a day. That's just the steps that I'm doing when I'm out actively walking. Obviously, I do more steps during the day than that. And then the kilometres, total kilometres was 120.3 kilometres, which equates to 74.7 miles. We'll call it 75 miles. And the average is 4 kilometres a day, or just about 2.5 miles a day. Now, I would like to get my average up a bit, and I'd like to get my speed up a bit. But I'm quite pleased with that. And in fact, actually 75 miles is the equivalent of walking from here to the other side of Cambridge. So yes, I've walked from Rugby to Cambridge this month. Doesn't sound very exciting, does it? Maybe I should have done a better statistic, like I've walked from Paris to I don't know where in France. But I'm quite pleased with that. I want to get my speed up and I want to try and maintain this. I've really enjoyed being out, and it's funny, if you go out at the same time, you quite often see the same dog walkers and they nod, and you know, dog walkers are quite friendly. But I had started to keep a little I've got like a little journal here. Well, it's quite a big thick journal. It's a lovely leather bound book from Home Sense. I don't know whether it is actual leather actually, but it's made in Italy and it's a big thick book. And I've just started doing a little bit of journaling from my walks in it. So I need to do this more frequently because it is helping me be creative and helping me write again, which is also what I want to do. I'll just pick out a couple of things. So next door's front garden is a splendid riot of colour. Beautiful pink tulips ranging in colour from ballet shoe pink to deep raspberry. Neatly lined up like a soldier on parade. In between each tulip, one proud jewel blue grape hyacinths. I love the detail of each little flower. This morning I've seen a starling, great tit, blue tits and 2 squirrels feeding in a tree. 2 fat wood pigeons were patrolling the ground underneath a tree, searching for seeds dropped by the careless squirrels. The sky is currently grey. I can see the red leaf-laden branches of the cherry tree gently waving in the breeze. Time to stir my stumps and go for a walk. And then this is like about the walk that I went to with my friends. It was raining and dull early on in the day, but warm, sunny and very windy by the time we went walking. I did well at resisting biscuits, all homemade, with coffee pre-walk, but was tempted by crusty bread, butter and pate afterwards. The walk was extremely pleasant, beautiful countryside and lambs trotting enthusiastically in the fields, carefully avoiding the boggy bits where the River Lem had burst its banks. And then finally, I didn't write any more this month, but as I say, it's something that I want to try and do. Another warm, sunny day, but extremely windy. I wasn't really in the mood to walk, but I'm glad I did. As I walked past a children-filled playground, the wind took their excited shrill shrieks and screams and tossed them lightly into the sky. I was reminded of beach holidays where all the sounds of laughter and fun compete with the boom of crashing waves biting at paddlers' feet. As I sit writing, the wind is tearing white blossom from the trees and swirling it so it resembles a blizzard of snowflakes. Not pretending to be the best writer, but I did enjoy that little bit of creativity. So am I going to keep my walking up? I'm going to try. I'm going to go now and print off a calendar for May so I can see what that might bring me. And who knows, perhaps another £5 will be lost at the end of May. Thank you so much for choosing to watch this video if you did, and I'd love it if you pop back sometime. Do take care. Thanks for watching. Bye now.